Hello world, today we're working on 2014 Ford Fusion. Once the wheel is off, this is what you'll see. We're going to go ahead and remove this retainer clip. I'm using the screwdriver to help me a little bit, but you see it has these little teeth right there. That's what's going to essentially hold on to right there. Now let's go ahead and remove the caliper slider pins. They are threaded. It's going to be an hex bit. I think it's an H6. However, I don't have that one because with this kit, oh, look at this. With this kit, for some reason, it doesn't usually come with the pieces that I need, so I have to get them individually. So I use the Torx and improvise. It works, but just make sure to get the correct hex bit. This line, we're going to have to fix this. Nothing extremely wrong here, but whoever reinstalled this caliper turned it one too many times, and so the line is a little pinched right there. So we're going to go ahead and fix that while we're in here during the reinstall, but thankfully nothing extreme happened. Screwdriver, come help me again. Want to get this caliper off. I didn't slide this all the way out, so that's done right there. Alright, so the brake pad does have a retainer clip that's going to go inside the cylinder of the piston. Alright, I twisted the line so that it should be correct now, and I'm going to go set the caliper on top just so I can get the tool. I do need to compress the piston just a tad. And obviously if these brake pads were fully worn or more worn, then yeah, you would be compressing it a lot more. This just takes a few turns, easy peasy, and then it's done. All right, now I'm gonna let this sit up top just because it sits firmly, thankfully. If it does not, then I suggest getting a zip tie or a bungee cord or a piece of rope, just something to hold it. All right, so onward with the rear caliper bolts. Sorry, caliper bracket bolts. 18 millimeter here. They're coming off nice and easy. That's one. Funny enough, I bought a Milwaukee stubby. Excuse me. I bought a Milwaukee stubby to do this job, and I bought the wrong size. So, different story. All right. So dusty and rusty. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think something had a seizure right there. New rotor on. Now caliper reinstall. You can put the top one or the bottom one, whichever one you think works best for you. Want to make sure that they are threaded on by hand, and then use whatever tool you might have. So I happen to have these slim double-sided swivel ratchets, or wrenches, sorry. They do have some off-brand ones that I do recommend. Oh, And I stand corrected. This is an 18 millimeter. If I said 17, I do apologize. Oops. All right, so those are on. I'm gonna put some grease on the guide pins, especially these, because since the dust covers weren't reinstalled, it kind of sucks that they weren't on there. I think people either forget or just think that they shouldn't be on there. You know, if this was my car, I would, order some and then just pop them back in there. But all right, so we're gonna lubricate the pins just so it's easier for the caliper to move. Now I'm pushing the pins inward so that the thread doesn't show, but as you can see, that bottom one is sticking out a little bit too much, which will be an issue in a second. Not a big problem, easy fix, but I should have just pushed it a little bit more. All right, these definitely start by hand. No electric powered tools, whatever. Definitely by hand, because I have seen multiple people mess up the thread. They either have a power tool or something and they just turn it on, and then all of a sudden you have a cross thread or something. So definitely want to do those by hand. They're so fidgety. But anyways, once those are on, you're good to go and tighten it. Make sure everything is all snug and fit. Here we go, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Obviously it looks backwards right now. Cool. It's on. We're almost done. Now the next part is the fun part, air quotes. All right, this retainer, I'm usually able to press it down and then push where the holes are inward so that it just sits down. However, I'm going to end up using the screwdriver just to help me because I was not able to this time. So here I press and then push, but it wasn't really working for me. Or maybe it's just been a while and I forgot how to do it effectively, but typically these are easy. Today was just not my day, I guess, right? See, I'm struggling here. It's not budging. So yeah, so it's supposed to sit there, but here we go. I don't really recommend doing this because if you do bend the retainer a little bit too much, then it won't do its job properly. But I am typically pretty gentle, or at least try to be. I don't think I've ever had an issue where I'm too rough and I end up breaking something. So just give it a little smack, make sure it's sitting there. Make sure that that one tooth is there, and boom, you're good. All right, put the wheel back on and make sure everything's good to go. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.